What's up, TIW Mafia? JP here. We didn't even discuss who was going to bring us in this week. I just said, screw it. Here with Josh.
Well, at least you're not as hot this week. I mean,
No.
I was waiting for the fourth week in a row for you to drop the F-bomb, like within the first 10 seconds. But you've reserved yourself.
I get, man, I want to come in. I come in flying, man. 99 miles an hour right off the bat.
As we get started, everybody, please, at the number 3 Irish Boys with a Z, make sure you're following us. Make sure you're following at Wrestling News Source. That is at WN Source, so it's WNS and then OURCE, as well as Ben. So make it a point to do that, because as we progress this year, Beyond is back. We're going to get into that. The Wrestling Channel, the Wrestling Channel on Pluto TV, which is kind of where JP has been.
I'm wicked down that rabbit hole right now.
Yeah, AEW Revolution. Kelly Klein filing her ROH lawsuit recently, and then Creative and Impact. I don't know, JP, have you heard about any of the information regarding Tommy Dreamer and his tweet about AEW and the Impact relationship?
No.
We should let him in, right? Should we let him in? Yeah, let's look at that. What's up, Mr. Chris Rucker from Boot to the Face and the 80 Proof podcast, or is that how do we do this now?
I'm from Kansas City, Missouri. You can just say that. How the fuck are y'all?
Good, man. Oh, look at Dak's hat. That's awesome. That is awesome.
I'm pledging my support, hoping they can get this shit worked out, so I don't have to be looking for another quarterback for 20 years like I was.
I know where you can find one if you need a Super Bowl real fast. He knows. He's
Tom Brady's staying in Tampa.
No, you can have the one in the black and gold. Just take that, dude. Just take him. It's fine.
I'm good.
He'll be all right.
We're talking about lit like Chris is compared to us. Like Chris is like a professional podcast.
I just did this today. I rearranged all this stuff in here because on 80 Proof, Jay's got all this fucking like new age, new wave shit that he's got going on, and my screen is right next to his, and I look just so low budget. So I'm trying to keep up with him.
Comparisons that happen when I don't even try anymore. When I see Jay's up, I'm like, oh, this dude's gonna have the best of the best. He's gonna be hitting shit left, and he's just gonna be pointing, and things are gonna happen. That's all he does now.
He looks like a DJ when we start going. Like he's doing shit over here. He's doing shit over here. He's fucking smoking weed out of a vape. Like he's doing 18 different things at once.
You guys got a hell of a podcast, though. Like, I'm there every Wednesday and Friday.
We appreciate
What's up, RJ in the audience, Bobby D, Temba. But
how hard is it for you? How hard is it for you to do as much podcasting as you're doing?
It goes in waves. Like I'm really excited about 80 Proof because it's new, and it's not just one category. Like on Boot to the Face, we've been kind of branching out besides just wrestling, but with 80 Proof, like everything's on the table, so it's a lot easier. And then we got a live chat that happens at the same time, much like y'all have on here. And then my Cowboys podcast, it's like there ain't a lot going on, so it's hard to come up with content for that. But
look, the Cowboys don't have
like
fans.
It.
I mean,
well, my dad's a Cowboys fan, so it's been a part of my life. Like just the Cowboys watching you suffer it's brutal. It's hard for me because when Tony Romo calls a game, I just cringe. It just reminds me all the time of why I hate the Cowboys.
Romo is great on commentary, though.
Shut your mouth.
Well, he is.
He really is.
If he could read defenses that well when he was playing, we probably have a Super Bowl by now.
He literally knows what's going to happen before it happens every single time, and it's like, where was that when you were playing?
What kind of pro wrestling are you consuming? How much have your habits drawn less because of 80 Proof, or like where are you at as far as what you're watching and what you're doing?
I wouldn't say because of 80 Proof. I would say just because I'm getting older and I'm not dedicating. I'm doing so much other shit, and then I'm married. I got 2 kids. Like, there's only so much time in a day. So I have to pick and choose now. Like Monday Night Raw, I don't remember the last time I watched the full episode. We record, we stream live on 80 Proof Wednesdays and Fridays, so I'm doing that while NXT and AEW's on. So usually on Saturday mornings I'll catch up with those, but I fast forward through a lot of the shit. And then Impact.
I think that's our generation. Is we've decided that we miss our Saturday morning cartoons, and we've just substituted it with massive amounts of pro wrestling.
When the fucking Mandalorian was going, like I'd get up every morning, have some coffee, watch the Mandalorian, then watch SmackDown, and just kind of chill for a minute. That was my cartoon. So I'm kind of catching up throughout the week. I rarely watch anything live anymore. Thanks, Timber. I appreciate that.
Old man Rucker.
Old man Rucker. I feel it this week too. But yeah, man, I hadn't seen any indie stuff just because of COVID. Like we haven't, we don't have the vaccine yet, so I'm not really going out and doing that kind of shit. But I watch what I can. I watch all the pay-per-views, but I'm not as excited about everything as I was a year and a half ago. And I don't know if that's because there's no fans there and it just looks different, but it's just been fucking like there's so much content. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's too much. Like it's too fucking much to watch.
I watch sort of the same way as you, but I'll throw on, like, I just discovered Pluto TV with the wrestling channel.
Yeah.
So like I'll have that on in the background when I'm not working.
Oh, look at that. That just went right up when you talked about it. Look at you. Look at you.
Yeah, see, we don't need it, Jay. Our shit's voice activated.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay then.
It's
it's
the
$1 million.
No, well.
It's the Josh 2000.
Yeah, right, exactly.
But
it's funny because I watched. That's how I was consuming Impact for like the last 3 years, because they have that Impact channel that's on there, and a lot of it is the like Kurt Angle, the Stinger years that I miss. Like that was my favorite time, was Kurt Angle and Sting and TNA. I was like addicted to that channel for a while, and now that Pluto TV has the indie wrestling TV, like it's awesome. It's fun to see that it's on there. Defy JP or beyond.
Yep.
Beyond being back too. That's the big thing.
What's the other one out in the a lot of the Defy character, a lot of the Defy guys, but it's on more on the West. Yes.
Pro Wrestling Guerrilla.
No, not Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. There's another one out there that's on there too a lot, and it's like they used Chef and I can't think of it. PCW
Ultra.
Yes, that's on there. And it's cool because like we had Chef on and he was talking about making his like a while back, and he was talking about making his debut there, and I literally watched that on there the other day.
Yeah, Chef's a big boy. Chef needs some work.
They all need to work. But here's what's crazy about right now with COVID is like none of the Beyond is back. Yes. But none of these guys are working right now. None of these guys are they're not out there getting their names out there like they normally would be. Yet they're all getting scooped up by the WWE.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of these signings, Chris, at all? Have you?
Yeah, I saw I read the article the other day about Taya Valkyrie and Steiner's son and everybody else, and yeah, good for them.
I think you'll like Christian Casanova, depending on what they do character-wise with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited about seeing new people. You know, I love NXT. NXT's probably SmackDown's my favorite WWE brand, but NXT's probably, I like NXT over anything else besides SmackDown. I love seeing the new people come out. I love, just something different. Like NXT's different than anything else that I'm watching. So if they're going to show up on there pretty soon, I'll definitely tune in for it.
Yeah. I don't know how long because they've had a couple guys, like they've had Josh Briggs and pretty much that whole, everybody else that came up with August Gray, they've had since last summer, and they haven't done anything with them other than August and like one or two other guys.
What's that? That Kurt Stallion, and then what's the
Yes.
Rust? What's his? Is that right? Is it Rust? Oh man,
Dion or Leon something?
shit, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know where they would go with all these people. They're like, where's the room for them? You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like AEW signs all these people, and they all just like hang out in the first and second row during Dynamite, like, and then they have a 4-hour AEW Dark. But after that, like, what are you doing with them? So yeah, all these people are being signed, but I don't know. I just, like I said earlier, man, it's just too much fucking wrestling for me. I know that sounds stupid on a wrestling podcast, but
yeah,
I think sort of been that way for a long time.
I try to make it a point, just because, like, I don't know, man. I just try to make it a point. I've suffered through Raw sometimes, because I'm really digging. I really want that Bobby Lashley that they're trying to paint. Like, I want that really, really bad. Ricochet. I just, there's so much.
I love how he no-sold it too. Just like he should hit the ground, and he just kept a serious look on his face and just kept right on.
Because I can't even look.
If we wouldn't have laughed, he would have never known anything happened.
I can't even
our
look
fault,
to see if it broke.
Fucking turn the heel on you. Our bad.
Yeah, and when people listen to this, all they're gonna hear is a crash. They're not gonna see anything, but all we saw was the water bottle go down. JP like try to half catch it, not catch it. Maybe there's something that fell, and then decided, fuck it, it's not me.
Are we still on? Are we still
right
on?
Here,
yeah,
right here is my TV, my television, and like I don't have a whole lot of. If I put my water bottle in front of the television, it's on the camera, so I try to put it behind it. The problem is sober February, one day at a time though. My bottle of coconut rum was also right there, and I knocked that off the stand.
Yeah, so much for sober.
I told you, I take it one day at a time.
That's why you're so invested in that bottle of water, because it's not water.
No, the water was
trying to figure out why you're so invested in the bottle of water, man.
Fucking vodka.
You have any casualties?
No, it doesn't look it. I'll get it later.
Oh my gosh, man. But Raw is something that I try to make a habit, but I just can't get through it. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. And I think it's easier for me to get through SmackDown because it's shorter and we're getting a lot more content and a little bit quicker. Like it's just me. I prefer SmackDown. Raw is just too long.
I want to throw my let you know, Chris, that my thoughts and prayers are with you today. I know you suffered a big loss today, and Cavino and Rich no longer being on Sirius satellite radio.
Yeah, they got some stuff coming down. It's not the end.
I never realized that was how you and Marty knew each other.
Yeah, we were in the Facebook group, and the Facebook group would talk about like the daily topics or whatever, and there's a bunch of us that would talk about wrestling in some kind of way. Like me and Marty became kind of friends about it, and he did a yearly trip to Atlanta for Braves baseball. We hung out, we went to a ROH show, and that was right around the time I had started podcasting, and I was looking for somebody to podcast with because doing it by yourself is fucking, as funny as I think that I am, like, yeah, it's hard to do it by yourself.
Because there's no one to react to. There's no one to react to. There's no one to have a conversation with. Like me and Josh have both had different co-hosts in the past, and have both had times with them and with us where we've had to kind of do it on our own, and it's like, no,
yeah,
it's a struggle because anytime you interview or talk about it, it's just a conversation. Like you're just talking about things. You're just having a conversation about, like everybody is worried about COVID and there being too much content, which there is too much content. It's where Tommy Dreamer, I asked JP, like, did you read about Tommy Dreamer's tweet with
yeah
about him?
Did.
What do you think about his, for those that didn't see or hear, like, basic premise of the tweet is, why would AEW take the time to shit on a product like Impact rather than build it up to have an actual competition and make it valid, right? Like, why would you shit on the product?
I don't know, unless I mean, I don't watch Impact religiously, so I don't know if they did or didn't shit on them. But even if they did, you know, they're lending their world champion out to Impact damn near weekly. Like, they've got teams coming over to wrestle for the tag titles weekly. They're trying to get more eyes on Impact along with having the crossover. So yeah, you might not like the way it's going, but Impact, you know, how they've been around longer than WCW, like almost twice as long, which is crazy to me. But they've had such a negative connotation associated with them up until recently, and now AEW coming in gets other people's eyes on them that probably weren't watching beforehand. So like, yeah, Tony Khan might talk shit about you, but when he's fucking bringing eyes in, you're supposed to put your best foot forward, and hopefully you can keep those viewers, and then you can give them a big fuck you by taking some of their viewership if you feel disrespected or whatever. But I hadn't seen it, so I don't know.
I think he gets up straight. I think he's frustrated because he has the House of Hardcore, and I think he works hard on that. And
Yeah,
I think he
shut down
really,
since COVID.
You know, if you didn't have if Matt Hardy didn't, he was an Impact. He was Impact for a while. Like, there's a lot of people that were in Impact and got an opportunity there. And then
Cody,
for sure. Like, I think
Bucks, like all them, the whole elite was in Impact at one point or another.
I forgot about that. The Young Bucks wore Generation Next,
Generation Me, or some shit like that.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago that who were the Bucks? It wasn't that long ago.
There was some tag team that I used to see do Chikara once in a while.
Was it Okada that they had dressed up like a fucking the Green Hornets cameraman or some shit like that with Samoa Joe?
Yeah.
It wasn't Okada. Who was it? Okada?
I don't know, man.
Or was it Ibushi? It was one of the like heavy hitters in New Japan. They had an Impact, and they had him like dressing up like the Green Hornets photographer. And it was like, and now they're world champion, or they were world champion. It's gonna sound shitty because I don't remember which one of them it was, but it was one of the heavy guys in New Japan. So Impact's had all these guys and didn't do shit with them. So I don't know.
That's and that's almost the problem. Like, they get guys like Eddie Edwards, who I swear to God, like, I'm not lying to you when I say that if they let Eddie go, Eddie's one of the best in the world. Eddie can hang with anybody. I've seen it, literally. Some of the best matches, him and Bobby Fish, like, incredible. His tag team stuff that he did up here with, they were called Sabotage, was him and DC Dillinger. And DC used to get upset because DC was awesome, and he was a great promo, and he was a great heel, and he got heat like nobody else. But it aided his almost his, I don't want to say his self-confidence because it's not really the thing, but he knew that his tag team partner could be on Monday night anytime.
Yeah.
And Eddie Edwards is like literally one of the best. And like,
why does he stay in Impact then? Why does he stay there?
I don't know. He did a try. Him and Roderick Strong did the tryout at the same time. So I don't know what happened there. Obviously, I don't know the insides of that, but
I mean, it's the same thing with Silver. Silver had a little bit of a shot.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to take a taste of the Impact, but they don't want to own it when they've gone through it. So I wish it was the other way around. It's really the proving grounds for a lot of people. And I get where Dreamer's coming from when he I should quote it, but basically those people like Hardy and Rhodes, like, why would you come in at a company like this when you're trying to have I guess build it up? Why would you want to tear it down before you even get the build? Why would you tear it down?
No, Josh, we're about 25 minutes in. Do you think I should tell them who's presenting who's providing basically the figure for the Free Fig Friday this week?
I guess. Yeah, I think you should, because I think I just dumped like almost $70. Your box was $35, I think. Those figures.
So are we giving away Elite 31 Vader I'm kidding. I'm never giving that away. That fucking thing is so valuable. It's ridiculous.
We're gonna give away one of the figures, but that's right behind you, Josh. You just pick one.
Yeah, the NXT is which one's the NXT figure you got right there? Is that the Velvet Dream? Yeah.
This one?
We're giving away one of yours this week.
This is Roman.
No,
Roman Reigns in NXT. Which one?
That one right? Yeah, right there.
That's Kofi. That's Kofi with WrestleMania when he won the title.
That's a nice figure.
There we go.
That's
so Kofi Mania 2. Let's give away Rucker's fig.
Hey, goddamn minute here. So, I don't have any up there that I would give away. All the ones I'd give away this Fiend, but everybody has one of them. I don't even know how that made it on my wall, to be honest with you.
Some shitty podcast gave it to you, probably.
No, I bought it.
No, that was.
And then I got it, and I was like, "Why the fuck would I buy this?" And I never opened it, and I had an extra space, I think, and I just put it up there. But it doesn't belong. Like I got The Rock and Booker T and Batista, and you got fucking Bray Wyatt. Like that shit doesn't go together.
It will. You gotta let it marinate.
You've been marinating for 10 years. Put fucking Alexa Bliss up there instead of the Fiend.
They're doing that, aren't they?
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, I still have that Usos battle pack. That's probably my favorite. Like
which one? The ones where they're in the white, or the ones where they got the belts?
The ones they're in the white with the belts.
I don't have the belts, but I don't know if you can see it or not. I have a football over here that was signed by DeMarco Murray, and the Usos are on each side of it.
Oh yeah.
In the white.
Yeah, I see them.
I didn't have anywhere else to put them, so I put them over. It's funny you brought that up because I just rearranged like all this shit in here today.
So yes, JP, do you want to mention that now?
Yes. So this week's Free Fig Friday, a new year brings a new beginning for all of our listeners that own a business, whether it's a small business, big business, anything. I want to tell you about FedEx Office. If you're just starting out or you've been running for years, generations even, FedEx Office gives you the best way to print, marketing materials, posters, signages, graphics, and so much more. With FedEx, creating, editing, saving, and ordering are fast and easy. We are teaming up with FedEx and Podgo to bring our listeners 30% off your next order of $100 or more. You just go to podgo.co/FedEx. That's podgo.co/FedEx for 30% off your next order. FedEx, the world on time. So, you've done that one a few times yourself.
That's my favorite part. FedEx, the world on time. I love your shirt, JP.
Thank you. So I'm mad that I'm wearing this shirt today. I enjoy this shirt too, though.
I almost wore that shirt.
It's because what's getting delivered to my house today at some point before 9 p.m. apparently is my Irish Whip hoodie and my 80 Proof podcast t-shirt.
Oh shit! Look at you. You're gonna be decked out.
That's it, man. I think the kids call it drip. I gotta be dripping, man. Drippy.
I don't know what they call it. I'm too old for that shit, as Timber said.
Dripping. So. I'm dripping.
She's young enough. She thinks she can validate that. Probably for you, JP. If you're dripping or not, I'm guessing.
I heard it. I don't know. I heard it on TikTok.
Jesus, really? At some point, I need to release that TikTok-mania thing. TikTok account over there to Jay and Dez if they ever want to. That's a good handle.
We've had an Irish Whip one, and we don't do anything with. Like I did for a little while, and I kind of stopped. Just posting wrestling clips and stuff. But I said to Josh, like we got 3 Irish boys. You should get TikTok-mania, just so Jay and Dez can't have it.
Make them pay for it, build the followers up, and then charge them like $500 for it or whatever.
It's such a perfect name.
Well, this is stuff that we did, and it was like why do we still do this? Like, why do I just have like it's stuff that just sits there. Do they probably don't? They're too old. Jay's too sober to TikTok now.
Yeah,
probably.
That's a good thing, though.
What are they going to do to win? We're going to spin the wheel in a minute. What are they going to do to win the figure next week, Josh?
I don't know.
They got to, they're going to have to retweet whatever the tweet we come up with and whatever figure we figure out over the weekend.
You should
make them have to retweet the tweet, follow us, and what else will they have to do?
Make them do push-ups. Whoever can post a video doing the most push-ups wins the figure.
Why do we have to?
Okay, so yes, no, that's a good idea. So they have to retweet the tweet that's pinned on Monday. They have to follow us. They have to tell us how many push-ups they did, and they can do that by DMing at Boot to the Face on Twitter, and just tell them how many push-ups that they were able to do.
Such a fucking cocksucker. You know, I was.
How
You
many
asked,
times-
well,
How
I got
many
a bone
DMs
to pick
did
with
you
you,
get?
Josh.
How
I
many
got a bone to pick with you.
How many DMs did you?
I'm sitting here minding my business, right?
On
Trying to walk with the Lord
on his
80 proof.
podcast.
Yeah,
was
and all of a
listening.
sudden, my phone just starts blowing up, and I keep getting all these fucking DMs that just say Ricochet. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Did Ricochet die? Like I'm in the break and I'm trying to figure it out. And then I check the notification and it's like, hey, follow 3 Irish boys, retweet this, take a shot of Irish whiskey, and DM Boot to the Face the word Ricochet. And I'm just like, motherfucker. I had to turn my notifications off. It's coming back though. I'm gonna get you back. I'm glad you reminded me of that.
I
Do you
know.
know how many people owe me practical jokes? Do you know how many people owe me revenge? I'm untouchable.
It's almost becoming one of those August Gray things. Like it's become about like part of what we're doing, and we just sneak it in one way or another.
Was like, if you weren't on the air, you could have just no-sold that. You could have pretended it didn't happen and not said anything, but it happened on the air, and you reacted to it visibly.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna react. I mean, if you get me, I'm gonna let you know you got me. Ain't no sense in fucking no selling it, and I want you to know you got me.
This week's figure.
Then you blamed it on Josh.
That was straight up Josh. This week was straight up me that did it.
I'll own it. I'll always own it. Most of the time.
Yeah.
I try not to keep it incognito. I mean, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. And I forgot it was during your show. I feel bad now that the timing was probably off on that.
So this week, what we did was we went with Drew McIntyre. He won his Elimination Chamber match, even though he lost about 2 minutes later. He won the Elimination Chamber match, and it's the basic WrestleMania figure. It's a pretty nice figure. We had a good amount of retweets on it this week. I'm actually going to add a name or two right now because I just saw.
JP, I'm with you. I think it's almost easier sometimes to nothing against FedEx or how much it costs to ship things anymore right now, but man, it's a lot of money to ship things.
Yeah.
Anymore, you know,
I'm just adding a couple of names to the wheels, guys, and then we'll spin it. Because I can't forget some of these names.
Well, I guess weight takes into accountability too, right? Isn't that how it works?
Yeah. Did you you shipped something to Lynn Mass today, didn't you?
Yeah, I shipped that taker fig. That taker fig went to Tommy Flynn today. That Ivar fig went to Kurt Kilberg. And then I got Bobby D's address to send all that Christmas stuff to, and then we're good. Yeah, $60 is ridiculous, Timber. It was a lot of money.
My thing is I'm too lazy. I'm not going to the post office.
It's worth it to me. So I think what we'll do is I think it's easier if we have like I don't know, you had a poll one time. That's always fun.
Can't you get a printer, like a label printer, and just have the post office pick it up at your house? Don't they do that? Isn't that free?
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, they do, but you have to have the
scale
boxes and certain.
I think you got to have a scale, which is probably like a one-time fee. But
I mean,
I don't know how much, I know. I hear people talking
how much
about
that Josh smokes. I'm pretty sure he's got a scale that you around.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a good point.
All right, so I got the wheel all.
We pay people for that.
Make sure we convert it to pounds over ounces, though.
This is Yellowstone, right, JP? We pay people for that.
That's it.
We don't get our hands dirty here.
You know what's in Missoula? Do you know what was filmed in Missoula this year?
Lots of stuff is filmed.
And I know that Rucka loves his trash TV because he's got me into a new show. But
you're gonna mention this fucking show?
Floribama Show was filmed in Missoula, Montana.
Yeah, they're up there in Montana.
That's not. You can't. That's. I have to. That's not. That's kind of Montana. That's yuppie Montana. That's. I can drive. If you want to come to Montana, come out here where if you like get hurt real bad, the closest hospital is like 150 miles away.
That's no bueno.
Yeah. Right? So they're in Missoula. That's nothing. They're just a bunch of hillbillies trying to figure things out.
Yeah, they're literally the worst people in the world. They're like redneck, like yuppies. Like it's like a mix of a redneck and a yuppie mixed in. We're just mixing this up here.
Hey, the last time Rucker was on the show, he won. So
don't put my name in there. I don't want Drew McIntyre figure.
Any name that's on the wheel, any name that shared it is on the wheel. All right, are we ready?
Yes, absolutely.
I forget what the music sounded like, but I know it was fun.
Oh God.
Yeah, baby.
Oh. This is why you think you're tripping. You're playing this. What number did you pick? Do you even remember? It's always amazing.
I don't know. This is like Crazy Clown or something.
Oh, look at it went past you. Tommy Flynn. No? JP, I can't read or see how it works all the time.
It's gonna pop up and tell us.
Oh, I guess we don't have to do
anything. Still moving.
It's almost done.
Oh shit! It's the Fig Freak.
Oh, the Fig Freak. Yes. The Fig Freak's been on the wheel forever since like day one.
Yeah, I think the odds of him winning were finally forever in his favor.
I'm glad he got it. We'll get that mailed right out to him.
Awesome to the Fig Freak. That's cool as shit. So when do you guys do your show officially? When do you start, Rucker?
9 p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays and Fridays. Is that an opportunity for a plug right there? Is that what you're doing? I don't want to like be rude.
No.
Wednesdays and Fridays at 9 Eastern time, twitch.tv/80proofpod, where myself, J-Bomb, we talk fucking everything. We talked about life insurance last time. I know that's sounds boring as hell, but at our age, there's something,
I'm surprised you guys weren't in that.
I have it through my job, but I don't have what would be enough if something were to happen until now, by the way, which you'll hear about tonight. My last couple of days dealing with Nationwide and Aflac and shit like that, which again, all sounds boring, but we try to make it entertaining. We talk about fucking the stock market, cryptocurrency, shit going on in entertainment, shit going on in our lives, that kind of stuff. It's fun. You interact. Everybody in the chat.
Owe me money, by the way, too, though.
Everybody in the chat,
kicking my ass this week.
Your boy JP's usually in there talking shit and trying to make us distracted and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun, man. It's a couple hours, and then we do a Zoom afterwards where we all just kind of hang out.
The Zoom is everything. The Zoom is so much fun.
First off, Pete, I'm not Irish, but I'm Irish by way of marriage. So I've had enough sex with an Irish woman to where I'm like a quarter Irish. I think that's how it works. I think
she's I don't know how Irish she is. Leanne's a very Irish looking woman, though.
Yeah, she's she's like part Irish, most hillbilly. So
well, that just goes with being down in Atlanta.
Yeah, North Georgia. She's from North Georgia, not even Atlanta. Like she's up in the sticks. So.
But that's you are a designated Irish guy.
Yeah.
No one ever said that when Nico was on the show, and Nico was probably less Irish than you. I wonder why.
Nobody ever watched when Nico was
the name that shouldn't be said.
It's because nobody watched when he was on here. He's a bitch.
You were gonna say his name again.
Can I say I'm not with Wrestling News Source? Fuck that guy.
I've said it.
I can say whatever I want. He's a punk ass bitch.
I don't try you, and you know this from you know me. I don't try to hold anybody down, including him. And I had this conversation with Josh, and I was just like, fuck it, like whatever. Like WrestlingNewsSource.com is a great home. They've been loyal to us. I hope that this opens them up for all the podcasts, because that's what I want. I would love to see everybody on there and have like a podcast page for them. And put everybody on. That's been my goal all along.
That's the ultimate goal, is to have podcast page back, that wrestling-radio.com
Yeah.
back. And like, I think it's just fun for me because it's where I live. It reminds me a lot of, it's that brain click in me because there's a forums page on there. Like, when's the last time you actually went on a forums page and just kind of,
right,
just, got to be a keyboard warrior and have fun? Like, nobody's really rude or flamed anybody or nothing, but it's one of those things where I get to, you can really glean a lot of stuff from people's insight and opinions and their views, and like how many times that we've seen Bianca Belair and Sasha and Flair. And
there's only so many women, and then the women that are there's only so many on that level, so you're gonna see those matches.
Exactly.
It'll be main event for WrestleMania Night 1, by the way. You heard it here first on Irish Whip podcast.
So let me ask you this: do you firmly believe that Rhea Ripley is ready for Monday night? Do you believe that she's ready for TV?
I don't agree with you. I think she is.
Compared to fucking Peyton Royce, and I mean, I don't want to sit here and trash a bunch of people, but compared to I don't know why Peyton Royce is the first name I thought of, but compared to some of the people that they got, yes, she's way better than some of them. She's got a bigger following. I'm not into her. Like, I don't like Rhea Ripley at all, but I do know what value she brings as far as the fan base and her in-ring and the whole nine. So I think she'll.
My thing with Rhea Ripley is, like, she looks very manly. Like, I don't want to see her wrestle the girls.
You have to.
She's about the same size as Charlotte.
Yeah.
You think so?
She's just,
I think she's the same
size.
I think if you look at her and Lacey Evans, Lacey is going to be bigger than Rhea Ripley.
But Lacey girlies herself
thicker.
up more.
Yeah. As far as height-wise, I think Rhea's bigger, but I know
Lacey's pregnant. She has a reason.
But Lacey's also not as good as Rhea Ripley is either.
No.
And so,
but there's better wrestlers and there's better workers, and I think Lacey Evans is a better worker, but Rhea Ripley's the better wrestler.
Okay, that's where I was going with this. That's I can buy that, right? Because I'm struggling with some of the spots with Rhea, like the basic ones, that the chaining together and the spots that I'm like that I see, and it's just habitual watching of the same product a lot. Like the transitions get missed a lot with her. I think Io's better than she is, and I think would have been better suited. Really teaming her with Asuka would have been cool for me. Like bringing, even though Kairi Sane's gone, you get that same. You get the same thing that we had with Asuka, where she just didn't get a chance to really lose the belt. It's just taken away from her. So you have two of those at the same time as a tag. But I don't know. I'm skeptical because I think it's too soon. I don't want to see Keith Lee happen. I think she's mentally prepared for it. I just don't think she's worker prepared for it.
I mean, I don't know. She was at WrestleMania last year defending the title. Now, it wasn't WrestleMania, but it was supposed to be WrestleMania, though. Like, they had her slotted to be defending the title in Raymond James Stadium in front of 80,000 people. So, to them, I think they think she's ready. But you guys are kind of freaking me out now talking about Monday Night Raw, and Bianca Belair is about to make this decision tonight. And I'm like, I'm all in on her versus Sasha, but I'm thinking, maybe they need more star power on Raw for like Rhea to go and Charlotte.
I guess that's where I'm at when I was going to ask, we watch it sparingly, but what you bring her up, obviously she's going to be a face. What heel on that brand do you match her up with to meet that level?
I don't even think they have any heels on Raw that are women, like besides Nia Jax and Shayna. That's it. That's it. And those two, it'd be good to see her stand up to Nia, because Nia kind of bullies everybody else. Yeah. Her and Charlotte versus Nia and Shayna for the tag titles. That way you keep Charlotte out of the world title picture, and
let her and Shayna beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen it before.
That they don't have, because the thing with those, like both of those two, and it was the same for Ronda. When Ronda was there, they had to be careful not to really hurt people, because they were trained to really hurt people the way they started out. So let those two go at it, and they can let loose a little bit. And sort of relax and maybe come out of their like shells a little bit because of that, because they'll get a little more comfortable with it.
So I have a question. You guys are Irish. Maybe you have a little insight on this. Are we going to get
little
Becky
insight?
Back
Is that an
Mania?
Irish joke?
Are we going to get Becky back before Mania?
I think it really depends on me personally. I think it depends on medical clearance. I think if she's medically cleared to get in the ring after whatever they do, like post-medical wise, I'm sure they have a medical protocol, right? They have to somewhere in the WWE.
Brie Bella wrestled like a couple months. She was in the Royal Rumble a couple of months after her baby was born. So
I'm hoping so, man. I mean, it's a star power, and you talk about it. I think that's what I miss a lot of times. Like I'm like you, I'm a habitual NXT watcher. I'll probably watch that brand until the day I die, just because I started with it 5-6 years ago, however long it was, and I've made sure that even if I did miss an episode that week, I always went back and watched it. And AEW is kind of the same, but it's not really for me because it's different. It's a different level of investment. I mean, it's a lot of weeks, dude, of watching the product and watching people that you're like, yeah, Shinsuke Nakamura is a different entity on NXT than he is on any other brand. Like I miss that Shinsuke. So is like the Demon Finn Balor is way different than Finn Balor. So there's a lot of things that I miss about NXT that I wish they would bring back. And it's the reason why it'll always be the top brand that I choose to watch and not miss. If I do miss it, I make sure like it's the first thing that I watch. So to me, I don't know, maybe it's brand loyalty. Maybe I just like JP said it again, I just see AEW as they're just throwing money at things and they're using Impact as a feeding ground for that. And Beyond Wrestling is part of that, which I'm, whatever, that's cool. It's everybody needs to get a payday. But I'm always going to be a WWE guy because I know the vetting process and what goes into, like, when somebody gets that contract, there's something behind it. There's a company that believes that you're that type of person that isn't going to embarrass them.
No. Yeah. And there was one I wanted to touch on something, and I know I just looking down at Chris realizing like you went to a lot of the NWA shows, right?
Yeah,
up until a certain announcer went on a little racist tangent. Cuck daddy, Jim Cuck Dad.
Cuck Daddy.
But Josephus, aka the question mark, the longtime karate black belt jiu-jitsu specialist that trained Aaron Stevens in the martial arts, apparently. And I say that in jest because like that's how that character was. That character was meant as a bit joke, and I think that's what someone like that would want to be remembered as. Like entertaining people and just putting down themselves over. But he passed away, and that was like, he was a guy that you didn't see do big things, but he was so entertaining when he was in the ring, and it was cool, and that stinks.
Yeah, he the last show I went to, actually, I want to think he was going for the TV title, or maybe Aaron Stevens was going for the TV title.
I think Question Mark had the title for a little while.
Well, the one I went to, I think you're right. That dude was like, I had never seen him perform in real, except for I seen Josephus perform. I never saw the question mark. And when he came out, like I hadn't been keeping up with it because Cornette kind of pissed me off up until, then. And when he came out, you would have thought fucking Ric Flair walked out there. Like he had the crowd in the palm of his hand. Like all these people doing this weird karate shit. I'm just looking around like, what the fuck is going on? And he was entertaining as hell and hilarious. And actually, when I first started doing wrestling podcasting and I was talking to Jay-Z Flair, him and Josephus I think he wrestled in North Carolina, and so Flair kind of knew him, and he kind of hooked me up, and me and him talked briefly. I'm not going to say we were like buddies, but he was always nice. Like he was a wrestler that you could talk to and tweet at and whatever, and he would always like get back at you and stuff like that. So he seemed like a good dude as much as I knew him. From what I read, he had a young kid, kind of like Brody did, and so that's always tough. So rest in peace to him, and it sucks for his family and stuff like that. And it was sudden too. Like they don't even know. I think they were. I don't want to speculate. From what I read, they were saying it was either a stroke or an aneurysm. So it's like, it's just
the industry takes so much from these guys. Like if you watch wrestling, just please appreciate what they do, because like, the shot to the head that entertains you for 2 minutes, but that has lifelong effects on them, obviously.
And then
there's so many that fall into addiction because they don't get paid. Guess what? Like if they wrestle for a living, they don't get paid if they don't wrestle. So they fall into the pain meds. But the shots to the head, like there's no other reason for someone, because he wasn't an old guy by any means. There's no reason for someone like that to have a stroke or an aneurysm like that without you have to think that had to be a cause.
Yeah.
It's tough, and it's tough anytime anybody loses their life, but it's I think it's always tougher when they leave behind like a youth of any type, because that it's hard to fill that void. And only way I can ever describe it is like when you're a parent, there's a piece of your heart walking around outside all the time, so you're constantly worrying about like they're just you just do. That's what happens, and sometimes you feel that way about nieces and nephews or whatnot, but it's always a struggle. But it's when you have a talent like that that's so charismatic that he can touch people's lives when he's doing what he loves to do, that type of charisma and that type of fun, like it just sucks for the industry as a whole. But at the same time, I think it makes me appreciate the times that we're going to have together when we can actually get back together. And like, that's the part that I'm waiting for. Like this COVID bullshit's got me, like this last year it's been brutal. Like I'm just waiting for like, not, I want to make it Mania this year, but it's almost like like you can't, because you have to plan for, the Texas. And that's
I'm not really even planning for this year, because there's going to be so few people allowed in the arena. Hotels are going to be super expensive down there. You live down that way, Rocky. You're not too far out. Are you going to try to go?
I just got word. What is that? What do they say in wrestling? We have just received word.
Breaking news. Breaking news.
That I am now eligible for the COVID vaccine, which was like the one thing that was stopping me from thinking about going. So I don't know. Depends on what tickets are looking like. I've already taken vacation. I've already reserved a hotel room when they announced it, just in case.
Did you really?
And so and it was pretty cheap. It was like $90 a month to stay at Holiday Inn Express. What are you doing? You've been caressing that damn TV since we did this.
My TV. There was like a little piece of dust on it that was driving me nuts.
That would drive me fucking crazy though. So I don't even know why I'm fucking with you right now, because I'd probably do the same thing. If I had that there and I saw a speck on it, I'd probably take my headphones off and start cleaning it.
It's probably a piece of H2O that flew out of that water bottle you dropped half an hour ago.
Or he was watching something he shouldn't have been watching before y'all started recording and got a little messy. But I'm gonna try. If everything lines up, I will go, just because like I miss being out and doing stuff. If not, then I'll, you think this ticket's gonna be hard. Fucking wait till next year. Like everybody trying to go to Dallas for WrestleMania, like those tickets are gonna be high as shit and hard to get. So good luck for everybody trying to go next year.
Are you not going to try to go next year?
I am. I'm just saying,
I think we got to get I think a podcast house has to be put together next year.
Yeah, that's the thing is we rotate talent in. We designate a room, and we just have hourly podcasts, and talent gets to rotate through.
Oh, you're talking about podcasting. Okay.
Oh yeah.
But a podcast house.
My mind went somewhere else. You were like, we rotate a room and you have people talent coming in and out. I was like, I'm married, Josh. I can't.
That's at 9 Eastern. That conversation happens at 9 Eastern.
Yeah,
I'm down for that. But I mean, you guys are both married, so I'll just take both of your turns.
No, I'm talking more like actually just having actually having a podcast house there where we rent a place for 3 days, and there's rooms where people can be fucking not assholes but respectable and share a place, and then have a room where there's actually just a production in there where we don't have to do anything but set up and people show up, and like I think the plan is already in the works. I think a lot of it's just a matter of fucking pulling the trigger on some of this stuff, and I think it's going to be super fun.
We all use pretty similar equipment, you know.
No, so Jay probably. How many carry-ons do you think that dude takes?
Jay's got his special mic. Like, I'm great with this mic that actually that got recommended off of your show. I'm great with this. I love this microphone.
Yeah, I do too. I like it a lot.
And you know, so I think a lot of us have this mic or the Blue Yeti. So, you know, we could literally just set up one person's equipment, or, you know, if everyone wanted to bring their own because they're comfortable with it, it's your instrument. If you were in a band, the mic's your instrument. You know, you could do that and set your own levels. But
basically, just controlled Animal House for WrestleMania weekend.
Why controlled?
JP, because
some of us are adults, JP.
I'm an adult.
You'll be there eventually. You'll be there eventually. We're going to coach you through it, buddy.
Oh, am I going to be like... So, like, 80 Proof has become like Rucker as J-Bomb's, like, life coach. Is that what you think you're going to do with me?
I'm not his life coach. I kind of am, though, right? That's
yeah. Like, you're literally in the middle of potty training him right now.
This is true. I'm trying to teach him how to wash his hands after he pees.
You're trying to teach him how to stand up when he pees.
Well, I remember when last time I think I listened to this, he had never used face wash. I think
and made fun of me for using it. He's like, "What kind of pussy are you? You wash your face?" I'm like, "Yeah, do you not?"
I think it's like I use beard oil. You know,
I don't do beard oil because I don't let mine get I like the scruffier. Like, I don't let mine get that long.
I understand. It's
and face wash I could go with or without face wash, but I wash my hands and my face.
But and people keep asking why there's not so many people getting the flu. It's because we're covering our face and staying away from each other. That's why we're not all getting sick and nasty.
Right.
Are fans invited to this gig?
Well, Bobby D just said, because Bobby D said he's got the okay to travel for Mania in Texas. So
yeah,
I think Bobby D should be in.
I think anybody could come by. It's a question of
we
whether or not they can
Bobby.
Stay.
You got to know the password. The password is an unopened bottle of whiskey.
That's right.
And you have to leave it with me in order to get in.
We will talk, Bobby.
Rucker, the gatekeeper. I think this is what we had planned a while ago, but if we can, I mean, even if we can't, I think it's something that will happen sooner or later. Yeah. I think it's just the COVID thing has got me.
We got Chaos Theory down there. I just want to travel. I just want to go somewhere. I want to not be in Massachusetts.
I went to Monster Trucks, guys, last weekend. I went and watched Monster Trucks. It would have been so bad, but how much time we have? We have a couple minutes. I'll tell. So they had like pro motocross and then semi-pro motocross, right? So this is big time. There's like 4,000, 5,000 people in this arena, so it's half capacity or less than half capacity. So these dudes they're riding, 250s, 450s, and one guy ends up launching himself. I mean, he hits the jump. Instead of hit the brake, he hits the gas on the next one and launched himself into like a pillar below us. So there was that one. Other one was goosing it on the other end and basically launched himself into the crowd. Oh, no. That was on the other side by the monster trucks. Him and another guy. That took a half an hour. I think we were there for a total of 4.5, 5 hours. By the time they got to the monster trucks, it was a long time, but it was fun.
Half the crowd was dead because motocross bikes were crashing into them.
God, dude, it was that, and then they had the little kids out there with like 5-year-olds in their little plastic things. it was cute and it was fun, and I think the kids had an amazing time. It was just nice to get out and see other people.
Yeah,
I think I people watched more than I do anything else.
They just opened up here so like concerts can happen and live events can happen again. So I'm hoping 1, wrestling happens, and 2, some of my concerts happen this summer.
This will make you guys. This will make Rucker happy. So Montana is now a second. So it's a constitutional Second Amendment state. So you can welcome to the gun show up here.
Oh yeah. So my carrying permit is fucking legal there, huh?
Welcome to the club. About. Yeah. So
Yellowstone Montana and Rucker's house are both Second Amendment states.
No, it's like everybody doesn't realize like this is all a front. Rucker has like 500 guns hidden away right now in his hidden militia.
He literally has a gun within 5 feet of him. I guarantee it right now.
I have a gun safe on my desk with a gun in it. And you think I'm bullshitting? Like I really do. Like
no, I know because
I take my finger right here and touch this little thing.
I know your rationale, and I agree with your rationale behind it.
Yeah.
No, I think it's one of those things that as a former Marine, I think everybody should understand that guns aren't a bad thing. Right. That guns actually are a really good thing in society. It's the fact that people don't understand the effects that they have when you have the ability to pull that trigger, or you put that in the hands of somebody that has ill regard for pulling that trigger. Either of those two.
Right. Yeah. I think guns should be legal for most people. I don't think I should be able to have a gun.
I don't either.
I think you should have 8 guns. I think you should have guns all the time, JP.
I think I should see him with that water bottle. You're gonna put a gun in his hand?
Yeah.
I think I should be able to allow to go to a range and like shoot a gun and learn how to use a gun. I don't think I should be allowed to use a gun because I'm the type who I'm impulsive. So like if I get angry, I don't know what I'll do. I'm impulsive. You know what I mean? If you piss me off, you have to piss me off pretty bad.
You mean you'd be the Wild West, JP?
Yeah, sort of.
Justice. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, I get you. That's normal talk. That's for people that like in Montana. That's just normal. Like highway patrolmen up here. There's a 3-7-77, which is basically the vigilantes that took justice into their own hands and sick of people and being controlled up here. So like Montana being what it is like it's no bullshit. But yeah. I enjoy it, but it's scary at the same time because there are people that don't understand what the effects of a gun can have. But there's also the upside of it, like holy shit, that guy's strapped. Yeah, leave me alone.
Bobby D belongs to the Uxbridge Rod and Gun Club. I think Bobby D, I think your mustache should serve as your gun license. Like if you can grow that mustache, you should be allowed to carry a gun.
What was the guy's name from Looney Tunes? Yosemite Sam.
Yosemite Sam. Yeah, if you like Rucker, Bobby D is like one of our. He's a loyal. Like he's live or die. Like this is on their big screen at home right now, and they're watching and hanging out. Like it's a family affair for them a lot of times. So
you could have told me there was family watching. I'm in here cussing and whatnot.
No. Trust me.
Yeah, they're Boston Bruins fans, and that's where I was going with this. Is like he. If the Bruins are doing bad, like he doesn't care. Like he'll shit all over him, and that's what I love about him. Is I would love to see Bobby D and Jay watch a Boston Bruins game together, and just how angry they could probably get together. Do you watch hockey, Rucker? Is that a game that you are interested in at all?
Are you serious?
Yeah, I know. I'm serious.
No, I don't.
Why?
Why don't I?
Yeah.
I'm just not entertained by it.
Are you trying to make this a racist joke, JP?
I didn't make anything racist. I'm just saying I don't watch hockey.
No, Ruckus, what made it a racist joke was Ruckus. Are you serious?
That's not what I meant. I just figured
it's a generalization.
You knew me well enough to know I don't watch hockey. It had nothing to do with ethnicity. But
no, this was more me talking about how differences of people, like, because Jay's a huge hockey fan. Like the room that he has, and that's where I was going with, is like the room that he has is when guests come to his house, they stay in his Boston Bruins room. Like he makes them stay in that room. So I mean, dude, that's the type of dedication, like, and your appreciation for the Cowboys is like Bobby D, like a million times that. So it's fun for me like when these guys come on and hang out with us, it's a family thing, and it's just fun to like. It's just fun to have you on. Like it's been before this we didn't know each other. I didn't know before podcasting or any of this. There was none of this, and it's just nice to have that type of connection and being able to sit back and watch you and Jay and you and Marty have that same connection just through podcasting and common interest, man. It kind of gives me faith in the human race. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you guys have both become like Josh, you've been one of my best friends for years, and Chris, you quickly became one of my best friends, you know?
Yeah.
Like someone I talk to on a regular basis several times a week.
Isn't it weird though? Isn't it weird how all this works? Like it's
funny.
fucking we could do a whole show on that about how podcasting and radio and all this shit brings everybody together, and we're all race aside, like all of our interests and shit like that, we all like different shit, but yet we podcast about wrestling. And
right, race has nothing. That's the thing, is we all understand race really has nothing to do with it.
Right, exactly.
If I have a question, I'm going to ask you. You know what I mean? Last night I asked you a question, and just out of curiosity, so that I can learn and not be ignorant.
Well, and we got to let Rucker go, but here's the other part of it too. Is
we got to go too. I got to edit and
like
get ready for 80.
We only know half of the story, right? Malcolm X stuff that's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of stuff that we as kids accepted as fact that now we know is different. So I'm really looking forward to what happens, and when everybody starts to figure out what makes them happy and figure out that, dude, we're common people. It doesn't matter where we're at or what we're doing. All we want is just to just fucking have fun.
We're like-minded people that all bleed red
all day long.
Well, I bleed blue and silver, so fuck that shit.
Listen,
JP, you want to take us home?
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening. Check us out at 3 Irish Boys on Twitter, the Irish Whip on Facebook. Get us on YouTube. You can check out Chris Rucker the Chris Rucker Show. I think it's still your right.
No, what is my Twitter?
At Rucker 2024.
Rucker 2024.
That's right. He's running for president, guys. He's running for president.
At 80 Proof Pod, at Boot to the Face with the number 2, where you can find all of our stuff there. Appreciate y'all, letting me crash your party. I text you at like 6:50, like, hey, let me on the show today. So I appreciate y'all accommodating me.
Josh, I'm like, is he on? Like, did we work something out? And Josh was like, I don't know. So I just sent you the link.
I'm like, he found a way to get us back. Let's just figure it out.
My text, I was just like, oh yeah, so what time we doing this? Like, I was like, neither one of them are fucking know that I'm not supposed to be on this. And then JP, I said, what are we talking about? JP's like, I don't know. What do you want to talk about? So yeah.
And by the way, the 1 star for the Dallas Cowboys, that's not just a logo, that's also the team rating.
Yeah.
I think my connection got lost, guys, so I'm gonna have to
Hey man, appreciate you.
It was fun, man. I appreciate y'all letting me on.
Well, it's like the open invite's always there. So even like I told JP, like I was like, shit, I don't know. Even if we didn't, we it's always open. So we're gonna see how long we could leave you in the green room, see how long you'd stay there. But
oh, it was cool. I was sitting here reading stuff online and looking at this bottle of Breckenridge, trying not to drink it. So
hey, I gotta send you a link for some whiskey up here. Actually, 2 of them, both of you, when we get done.
Awesome. I'm down.
Next week. Thanks.